Hi everyone, welcome back to this tutorial on developing this Volkswagen T3 model. I left off on importing the background image for the front view, I suppose. Yes, front view. So I was discussing that it's either you want to make a choice. You want to resize the cube according to the dimensions of the image, or you want to resize the cube according to the dimensions of the vehicle within the pictorial view that we're looking at. The strategy I'm going to use is that I'm going to resize the cube according to the shape and size of the vehicle in the blueprint we have, and then resize a single side of the cube according to the real dimensions. Then I can have a model or a box that represents the size of the physical vehicle. So the first thing I'm going to do is resize this image to fit this box, and then I'll need to blow up the box to fit the size of the bus itself, of the vehicle itself. So what I'll do is I'll move this using the controls here, come down to X and Y, and if I move this X, it moves the bus towards the cube, and probably I can centralize that. Eventually we'll be sure whether we have a central location, and I can enter a value here, manually enter 3.15, and it's just about center, and I use the Y button to move it down. Now at this stage I'll simply press the S key and size it up. Before I continue, I'll go down to enable my screencast keys, and then I'll use the S key again to size up. I'll press Z to go into wireframe mode, and then I see that I need to move the image down a bit, so I use the Y, I move it down, try to centralize that. Then I try to resize on the horizontal axis by pressing SX and then hold down the shift key. So you do that by the digits, and then when you have that done, the next thing you want to do is to be sure that you have this size there. So you want to move the picture right towards the right a bit, so you come in here and try 5. No, so it should be the other way around. So 0.13. Well, it seems too much. Let's try 0.3.12 and see if it seems too much. So let's go back to 0.13. Yeah, and then we could probably resize the bus itself. So I press S, X, and hold down the shift key and resize that. Now we have that. So now for the height, S, Z, and hold down the shift key, I can drag it up towards the height of the bus. We are almost there. To be sure we have this gap filled in and this top coming in, we'll come here and enter try with 6.1. Yeah, we're getting there. So we could try 2.615. Yes, so we have it that. So now we have the bus in the cube. Now the next thing we'll do is we can use the same image as well, but we need to re-import the image. So I'll need to close this and click on add another image. This time I want to deal with the right. We have the left view here, so we might need to do something with the image to get the right view. So I will click on this, get the right view, and click on open. Or I don't even have to go there, I just need to click on this because we already have an image, or it will be a different instant of the image that will be open. So if I press the numeric part 3, I go to the right view. So all I need to do is work with these controls again to bring it close. Now this image we have is of the right view. Yes, it is of the right view, but it is standing on the left side of our 3D viewports. So what I'll need to do is click on flip horizontal, and then I can have it, and then I can have the right side of the bus being reflected in the image. So I'll do the same thing. I'll use the buttons here, and I'll bring this down. I'll use my scroll middle scroll mouse to bring it close, and then I'll try to reposition this, try to centralize it, try to bring it into the center of the bus. And once I have something close, I can now use the resize tool, S and the Y, and scale it along the Y axis. And then when I have something a bit close, I can go into the detail and start making some changes. Minus 2.61. Let's see how that affects. I'm not sure if that has any effects. Let's try 6.4. Okay, so it seems like we are the Y actually affects the height. Sorry, so we should be changing the X. So I could say minus 1.84. So it moves it too far. So we want to have minus 1.78, for instance, and it brings it just about close. I guess we can work with that. It's just a bit beyond that and just a bit on that line. So I think we're fine. And then we have the tires also there. And maybe we want to bring this a bit lower. So we can do minus 2.659. Goes up. So let's try minus 2.61. I guess that works for us. So the next image we want to bring in should be the top view. So I'm going to click on add image, set the view to the top, select this, and pick the image. Oh, what happened there? I guess the image is already selected. Okay, already selected. So press 7 and go to the top view. Now we need to rotate this, and you do that by coming to rotate here and just pressing 90. So rotate it 90 degrees, and then use your normal keys X and Y to bring it closer, centralize, and Y to bring it inside here and move closer, and then we can see if it fits in. So we might need to move that a bit more, and then go in here and do it manually, and there we have exactly that. So with that, we've actually built a box around our vehicle. We can look at it in perspective mode. Press 5, you go into perspective mode. That's the size of the vehicle. Now the next thing is to resize this cube to the exact size of the vehicle. I like to work with real sizes. There might be some elements of the object that you need to resize as you're drawing it. Resizing might be a bit of a problem after you've already done the entire model. So what I do is I go into edit mode, press A to unselect everything, C, circular select two vertices, come down to the tools tab and look for measure IT or measure it, and then this enables you to measure anything on the viewport. So what I do is I've selected two vertices, I click on segment and I click on show, and what happens is that I have a size of the distance between those two vertices showing up. So I can move this up. I simply have to scroll down to this measure IT or measure it tab, and then click this to open, and then come down to the Y and click this to move it up. Now that's what we have for the size, right? So I could go back to tools, tab back into object mode, now 5 to go into orthographic view, and then 3 to go into the right view. So we can actually look at the real size of the bus here So now these numbers are reflected in opposite direction because we flipped this view. So what we need to do is go back to the background image, close this, which is the top, that's the right, open it and click on flip horizontal, and then we can come back here and look at the size, which is 4569. That's 4.569 meters. So all we need to do is select our cube. We can as well scroll it around so it's the images are invisible. So what we want to achieve now is making these 4.569. So I simply select the cube, press the tab key, press the S key, and then you can resize. You can now, when you're getting close, what you could do is you hold your shift key so it resizes by its digits, and then you keep getting close. Once your mouse is getting too close, click to release, move your mouse outwards, press S again, and then hold your shift key and keep moving back. So our target is 4.569. So because we have 2 digits, we're only going to be able to get 4.56. Now we're getting too close. Move your mouse out, press the S key, hold your shift key. 4.569. Yes, so we have 4.56. So right now what we have is the real size of the bus. So when I press 3, I go into the right view. 1, I go into the front view, and 7, I go into the top view. So what we now need to do is to resize the image, the blueprint image, back to the size of this cube, because right now we'll have the cube represents the true size of the bus. So what I'll do now is to start with the front view, and then because we've selected this, we can see top, right, front. So this is the front. When I click on this, I can now use this value here to resize this, and I can bring this closer. This work is kind of a bit detailed, but eventually I guess we'll get used to it. Click on that, use your Y key. So what I'll do is that I'll go offline and complete this, and then in the next video we'll start with modeling the bus. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.